What do you get when you let AI be the judge, jury, and executioner? Well, you get mercy. Or do you? Here's my full review for Mercy. What's going on, y'all? Your Uncle Manny here. Today's video, we're going to be talking about Mercy, the new sci-fi thriller that honestly questions if AI should be in charge of the justice system. For those of you who don't know, Mercy is about a detective who is on trial after being accused of murdering his wife. He has 90 minutes to prove his innocence to the advanced AI judge he once championed. But he must do it before it determines his fate. Now, I don't want to spoil the movie for you guys, so I'm going to tread lightly here, okay? I, for one, really dig this idea. There has been a lot of movies that have played with this, some that came out way even before AI was even invented. For those of you who don't know, Minority Report has a very similar, premise to this. While Minority Report talks more of before the crime happened, this is more about after the crime happened. From Black Mirror episodes to movies that came out over a decade ago, this is not a new topic for Hollywood. What I will say is, I really think that this has a fresh take for what's going on in today's time, okay? Because it leaves you feeling a little bit uncomfortable, like, could this really happen? And honestly, I feel like we might be close to this. Mercy is set in the near future, where an AI-driven justice system removes human bias by relying on pure data. It's got no emotion, no intent, just simply following what we told it to do. That's where this movie gets kind of crazy, because it stops being about crime and starts being more about whether justice without compassion is even justice at all. One of the things I thought was really good about this movie is that it has that real-time element. We had that when it came to warfare, and honestly, I loved it in that movie. And when it comes to this movie, it really, really works. I felt like you really felt the pressure. This movie really grabs you and doesn't let you go. It really wants you to feel the urgency of this man who's being accused of murdering his wife, trying to solve his innocence. And honestly, I forgot I was in a movie theater at one point. I low-key forgot to breathe at certain points. If you're like me and you like these kind of movies, you can kind of figure out what's going on right away. But I think the joy in this movie is being able to just kind of not care about that and see how this plays out. It's not about trying to solve it. It's about seeing this man who's in his position actually get out of it and seeing if he can, because no one has been able to. Chris Pratt's performance for me has, top tier all over it. He really sells the role as a man who is innocent, but actually starts to question his innocence, but is also trying to prove it. Chris Pratt plays this completely straight, and that's the right choice. No jokes, no swagger, just a man slowly realizing he can't reason with the system that doesn't care how he feels. And frankly, you feel that in his performance. You start feeling for this man. Even though off rip, hey, he's the murderer. Rebecca Ferguson doesn't let him live up either. Her role as the AI or Judge Maddox, you low-key don't want to like her, also gives that frustration of how you deal with, like, let's say you're talking to Gemini or ChatGPT, like, it gives you that kind of frustration of like, man, you're not dealing with a human, so you can't, like, you're frustrated for no reason, right? But like, you're still frustrated because you want this thing to be a human, but it can't be because it's AI. Does that make any sense? I do think that they had perfect chemistry together, and the way they told the story in this movie was perfect. There was moments where the effects were all around him, where instead of being in a room, you were surrounded by what was happening in the real world due to cameras and all these sort of things. This movie has a couple of twists and turns that, one of them I felt like, okay, this is the route you should go. And the other one I was just like, I get why they did it, but I just felt like, I don't know, like they kind of threw it out there as like a happy ending kind of deal. You know what I mean? Or as a way to kind of make you question, should we be doing this? That being said, listen, I think this movie is a really good watch. There were some things that I was just like, it wasn't a perfect movie for me, but the fact that it made me get lost in it and allowed me to kind of, just escape for a little bit is really why I gave this movie an A. It's awesome, it's intelligent, but honestly, it makes you really think and it makes you feel what's going on. And for me, that was a win. I love the tone of this movie, the pacing of this movie. Everything for me just felt like it was real. The mixture between technology and real footage was just, man, amazing. There was a few underdeveloped side characters that frankly I don't think we really needed to care about, but I understand why they threw them all in there to make it a more, immersive experience. That being said, overall, I'm giving Mercy an A because honestly, I feel like it deserves it. It gives you that raw emotion and also it makes you think and it entertains you. And frankly, I think it deserves your money in the month of January. We don't really get a lot of good movies in the month of January historically, but this one I feel deserves it. Listen, before you go, I have a question for you. Is it better to have biased humans or unbiased machines? Because Mercy argues that removing bias also removes forgiveness. And once forgiveness is gone, can justice turn into punishment forever? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, tell YouTube by hitting that like button. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share this and also subscribe. Because remember, life's too short to watch bad movies. So let me help you with that. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. YouTube thinks you're going to like this one, so click on it and don't prove them wrong. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. I'm on a mission here.